Think about the most painful problem that you have in your life right now. Just close your eyes and think about it. You know what it is, probably top of mind. And imagine that there's one thing you could do that will alleviate it. It'll alleviate that pain, and then the problem will not be as bad. It'll just be another problem on the docket. It won't be this big pressing problem anymore. And it's possible, it's doable, right? A lot of people have a sinking ship of a life, right? Their life is sinking and they don't know what to do about it. They're scrambling around, they're patching up this, they're putting a band-aid on that, flex tape here, all the things. And it might work temporarily. Maybe they spend their entire lives just patching things up, constantly springing new leaks. The ship is still slowly sinking. And then eventually you reach a point where there's no going back and the ship just goes down, just goes down. And that puts people into a really, really deep, dark place. And I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for myself. So I'm making this video to teach you how to really actually get to the root of a problem and solve it so that the rest of your problems in your life are not as bad. You still have them. There's problems are inevitable. They are a consequence. They are a part of life. It is a human experience to have problems, and there's no way you're ever going to avoid them. So you just got to figure them out along the way. And the bigger the problem, the deeper you have to dig to find the root cause. So we've already kind of thought about the problems that we have in our lives, the biggest problems, right? The thing that if we solved it, our lives would be a lot easier. And so we already talked about, don't try to patch the hole. Don't try to, like, if you're in an actual sinking ship, don't try to just like shovel water out. Look for the reason why the water's in the ship in the first place. Why do you have that problem in your life in the first place, right? Odds are there's some kind of root cause to it. Like there's maybe it's a person, maybe it's an environment, maybe it's you got unlucky, maybe something bad happened to you and maybe you weren't aware of it or you are aware of it, and you just need to look it in the eye or identify it and deal with it, right? Don't go around trying to patch up the holes that the problem has caused or to put a band-aid on a broken bone, right? This thing is a huge problem in your life, and just trying to patch it up is never going to solve it. So you need to go to the root. You need to have the strength of mind to dig deep, dig into what are the biggest pains, right? What are the baddest demons and monsters that you face in your life? Those are the ones you need to face and look in the eye. They are the scariest. They are the ones that will inflict the most amount of trauma and pain onto you. But that's the exact reason why you need to face them. So the big bad problems, these are the ones we want to solve, and you can't just like try to beat a dragon with a stick. You got to do something that gives you leverage over it. And that thing is the root of the problem. That is the thing you need to alleviate, right? And so you have to go to the source. You need to find what is causing that problem. The next principle is to look at the problem, realize what it is, and then go through the process internally of figuring out what is causing the problem. Not what you can do to solve it, but what is causing the problem. Because when you think about what it is you can do to solve it, you just start patching. You're just putting band-aids on broken bones. But when you ask yourself, okay, what is causing this problem? You identify the true cause of it, the root cause, and then you can ask yourself, okay, I have a cause. What can I do to fix and to alleviate this cause so that this huge problem doesn't happen anymore, right? I mean, I'm sure you've seen the movies where it's a fucking like dwarf against a dragon, and then the dwarf does something really clever that kills the dragon, right? The dwarf didn't stab it with a stick. The dwarf did something like, I don't know, buried it under a bunch of boulders or something, right? They did something with high leverage that killed it at the source. They didn't try to poke a stick at it. They didn't try to patch up the holes. They didn't try to run away. They looked it in the eye. They realized, okay, I have to slay this dragon, and the stick ain't gonna work. So I need to figure out a way around it. I need to figure out a way to actually deal with this once and for all, like the root cause. And so think about your problem in your life and start just close your eyes and think about, okay, what could be the root cause of this? What is genuinely leading me to have all this pain and suffering? If you really meditate on that for a few days, journal about it, think about it, you'll come to an answer. And don't just settle for that answer, keep digging until you find the true answer. When you actually find the answer, it will feel right. It'll feel like, oh, it'll feel obvious, right? It'll be like, oh shit, yeah. Yeah, that's why I feel so much pain. It's because of that. And that is the thing you need to solve. That is the actual cause of the sinking of your life, right? The sinking ship is caused by that. It's not by the water coming in. It's not by the dragon. It's that thing. And that is what you need to figure out how to solve, right? So that's the next thing. Fix the root of the problem, right? Because once you fix that problem, I can't tell you how to fix it, right? It depends completely on context, but figure out the solution to that problem, right? Spend double, triple the amount of time it's spent to identify the problem with creating a way to solve it. Because if you solve it in the wrong way, the bone can heal wonky, it doesn't heal right. So you need to find a way to alleviate the pain from this problem in a way that actually alleviates pain and doesn't create more problems. So spend even more time coming up with a plan, coming up with a way to alleviate this pain in some way. Plan out, behaviors, like what can you actually do every day? What small behavior can you do every day to actually start working away at this problem, to start fixing this root cause. And then once you have stacked up these little daily habits where you're, slowly working away at this root cause, then eventually you reach the point where it's actually not that big amorphous problem anymore. The pain that you used to feel isn't as bad. And that's how that is evidence to show that what you're doing is working, and that you made the right call, that you identified the right root cause, and you've identified the proper solution. And then here's the cool part, right? Once you've reduced that pain, you've alleviated that problem at least a little bit, you can start to look at the other problems in your life and alleviate those. And the more problems you alleviate, the less your ship will start to sink, right? Now you can start to patch up the little holes everywhere. Now you can start to get the water out the fucking ship. And so the ship will stop sinking as fast, and eventually you'll be able to repair the sail. You'll be able to repair the rudder, all the things, and then the ship can fucking sail again. As much as you feel like your life is sinking, that your life is doomed to fail, there are reasons, there are problems, there are pains that are causing it. You're just not solving them. You're not facing them. You're not looking them in the eye and rushing into battle to fight them. You just need to grab yourself by the scruff of your neck and just face them and just deal with them. Because the more you prolong and deny and run away and avoid these problems, the faster your ship will sink. Goodbye.